Yeah. And so let's move on to the trial of the Chicago 7.
Please tell me all about it.
Well, so this is written, well, written and directed for the second time. This is Aaron Sorkin.
He's directed it more than once.
No. No, this is his second go at directing after his first feature, which was Molly's Game. But he's very well known as a writer, obviously.
Oh, yeah, as a writer, he's like top dog.
And he is a really good writer as well. And so, stylistically, it's very Sorkin. The film itself is following the court case, which became quite famous in 1968 at the Democratic Convention, something.
Yeah, the DNC.
That's the one. There was there was a civil protest, and during the protests, there was some violence. A fight broke out, and these people have been prosecuted. This group, the Chicago 7, are prosecuted, and so the film follows the court case, which was, a massive deal at the time, and quite conveniently has a lot of contemporary references given the current situation
100%.
around police brutality and basically manipulation and politicizing of the forces of the police.
Are you sure you're not the hungover one? You're really struggling here.
I know, I am struggling a little bit. I'm not really sure why. But so it's Aaron Sorkin. It stars like
Hold
so
on,
many
I'm
people.
going to get this up because I had a feeling this was going to happen because there are so many people in this film. But
Let's put the conveyor belt music on, like, for what you could win.
dun, 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 dun. I'll get that girl from Ipanema. Hold on, let me read the entire cast. So we've got Sacha Baron Cohen, Eddie Redmayne, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Jeremy Strong, Mark Rylance, Frank Langella, who I never quite know how to pronounce his name. Oh God, there's more. Michael Keaton, Alex Sharp, John Carroll Lynch, Kelvin Harrison Jr., Noah Robin. It just goes on and on. There's almost no point me keep going.
There's a lot of
It's an ensemble
big
cast,
names.
yeah. And if you don't recognise those names, look them up because they're all actors. Obviously, you've got your Eddie Redmayne, Sacha Baron Cohen. Everyone knows them. But then there's a lot of actors in it where you might not recognise the name, but you'll recognise their face straight away from various other things.
Yeah, and they're also. It's interesting to hear because this was originally a Spielberg script.
Yeah, back in like the late 2000, like 2007 or something.
Yeah, and the intention as well was originally to cast unknowns. So it's completely gone the other way with that, which I
think is for the better, to be honest. I feel like it's hard to say. It might have been just as good without known actors, but I feel like for this sort of thing, it does help. Obviously, the same reason they always hire big stars is to get some recognition in, but I think it did work.
Yeah, and also, like, generally speaking, I think on the most part they delivered. I thought Sacha Baron Cohen stole the show.
Oh, hands down.
He was
so
really,
good.
really good.
And his act, like, all the accents in it. Obviously, on American accents, I'm not the Judge, Judy, and Executioner, but yes, you heard me right.
Okay.
But I've met some people from Chicago, and they do talk like a lot of these British actors do in this film. So I think they've nailed it for a lot of them. And Sacha Baron Cohen was great.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've got a few things that I wrote down. I mean, it's dramatized. It's obviously dramatized. I think it wasn't so much that they were playing
sharp
fast.
as a brick.
What? No, but I mean the way in which it's about real life events, but not that they changed the facts so much, but they might have played with the order of events a little bit.
Yeah,
to fit the narrative structure.
But then that's the same for so many like true tellings of real life stories. They kind of need to do it.
Yeah, but it's glossy. It's very high production. I felt quite immersed by it. It was very entertaining. I was captivated through the whole thing. It was like, it was really easy to get absorbed by it. I don't know if you found yourself the same, but
no, I was, because I wasn't overly familiar with the real life story. It was one of those things I knew of but didn't know the details of, and I was into it straight away. Was really invested in it, and you're right. It was Aaron Sorkin obviously wrote it as well, and the script is really good. But there are some moments where it gets a bit. Let me try and think of the right word. Hammy.
Yeah, it is. I've written down a thing here that just says some of it was a bit hammed up.
Yeah, there you go. But then by that point I was so invested already that I didn't care. Like, I knew it was, but it didn't bother me. But then I found it because courtroom stuff, Aaron Sorkin could do in his sleep, because he wrote A Few Good Men with that classic, "You can't handle the truth," the definition of a hammed up courtroom moment. So of course he's going to do it. But it was fine. I didn't bother me at all.
Yeah, maybe one or two times too many we had refer to the wide shot with the audience in the back all standing and cheering or something. It was like, yeah, it did get a little bit kind of pantomime-y at points, maybe.
Like, some of the line, like, there's so many, like, if you've seen the trailer, because I saw the trailer before I watched it, there's loads of great lines in it. Probably some of the best lines are in the trailer. And when you're watching the film, you're like, "Fuck yeah! I'm so glad he said that. That was awesome." But then there's even more than that.
You feel pumped, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. They're really good. But then there's almost too many of those, like, one-liner or quotable bits where it's like, okay, like, just reel it in a little bit.
Just 2 hours of catchy buzzwords, basically.
Yeah, but then if you've got Aaron Sorkin writing those buzzwords, then you're just gonna work.
Oh yeah, no, the flow was great, and I just felt that it just carried on in such a nice way. It was paced well. It just felt really compelling the whole way through.
Yeah, I was really into it.
Yeah.
Should we do ratings?
Yeah, I think this might be my most favourable rating to date.
What's the best you've given so far?
I think I've given an 8.
Oh, you stingy bastard. All right.
I'm going to give this film a 9 out of 10.
Ooh. Oh, big spender over
here. You know what? It ticks all the boxes for me. Like, I know that, it possibly isn't, but this is me, and I'm allowed to rate it whatever I want. And I really enjoyed this, and I will be watching it again.
Yeah, that's the thing. I would actually watch it again, which, for me, like, I like a lot of sort of these semi-biographical, what's the word for when it's like not a person but a real life event? It's like biographical, or am I just being an idiot? Am I just tired and hungover?
I mean, I'm not hungover, but
I'll just say true to life stories.
Yeah.
I've watched Malcolm X, the Spike Lee film, so many times and it's like 3 hours long, and I could probably quote the whole thing, but I always go back to it because I'm intrigued with the source material, and 2, it's a really fucking good film, and I feel like this could be another one of those as well. Because although it does get a bit hammy at times, I was into it.
Yeah,
I went for an 8.
An 8.
Oh, perfect timing.